What are you doing in there? Huh? What are you doing in there anyways? Huh? Hi, GRIZZ. They call me GRIZZ. Sometimes I just feel like I can't get anything done around here. I'm not quite sure. That's your fault. That's your fault. Yeah, I wish I could do some work or something around here. Just don't quite understand why I can't get anything done around here. I just ran down to the post office down that road that way. And I'm just working myself home. I sold one of those little cases of micro cassette tapes I found on my DEA video on eBay for $14.98 plus shipping. So it's a bummer I can only sell 10 things a month on eBay, because that doesn't allow me to list stuff for fixed prices and just let it sit there until it sells, you know. If I want to sell 10 things a month, I have to pretty much just sell it at auction to guarantee getting 9 or 10 sales, you know. Because you can't just sit there with fixed price listings when you're on a selling limit. It's just not something you can do. Oh, hey, I've been meaning to say this. This dumpster used to be the garbage dumpster for a place called Game Exchange. It's just like GameStop. It's the local version of it. That's now a Whataburger. See that little orange roofing? And when they went out of business, they put industrial garbage dumpsters down there. And they took the entire video game stock. Consoles, games, phones, iPods. I mean, everything. They took the entire inventory of the store and they smashed it. And threw it in this industrial dumpster. And I just took home loads and loads of busted PS3s. I mean, just everything. Smashed iPods, and actually found a bunch of iPods that were still perfectly fine, and some phones that were still good. And this was pretty much the jewel of that score right here. It's an LG phone. LG LS970. And I let it sit around for about a year before I even checked its price, because I just had so much stuff. And when I checked it, it was worth about $250. And that was a couple years ago now, I think, again. So it's been a long time since I found that. But just the other day, or actually just last night, was the first time I actually tried to take a video with it and upload it to my computer, and it works fine. So I don't have service for it, but the camera on it is nice. I've been carrying that around in my camera bag as a backup for the entire time I've started making YouTube videos. I keep it over here, and here's my other camera. I've had a little earphone cushion strapped over the mic holes, so when the wind blows, you can't hear the wind blow. But the tape started coming loose, so I need to redo that. But that's my other camera, Canon SX400 IS. That's a Walmart special, but that's got a 30 times zoom lens, so that actually comes in really handy. That's just something a phone or a GoPro doesn't have. Yeah, it's only 720p, but if you watch my videos on a small screen, they look just fine. I noticed, like, if you blow them up onto a 42-inch 4K TV, something like that. They kind of look a little grainy, but anyway, that was a definite score right there. 13 megapixel. If anybody's interested in smashed PS3s, they're not all the way smashed. What they did is it looks like they took a hammer and just popped them and the top plastic cracks. I have some listed on my site, eShippity. I'll give you like 50% off what the listed price is there. If you mention you're from YouTube, just send me an email from there on my site, eShippity.com. I already sold all the damaged iPods and phones, and working iPods and phones. I already sold them on eBay. I want to show you this sign. Now its purpose is wonderful. Great functionality, excellent sign, don't get me wrong. But use a light at night. And it's got a picture of a squirrel with an acorn. When's the last time you saw a squirrel at nighttime? Every time I ride by that, I just think that's funny. You know, they could have put a possum on there, or maybe a rabbit, a raccoon, a dog. You know, and I don't think I've ever seen a squirrel at nighttime in my entire life. But anyways, that's a wonderful sign. Its purpose is just great. Don't get me wrong, but Toys R Us is up here. Behind that semi truck, and that's a sealed compactor unit. Company like Toys R Us, they're not going to play any games. They're not going to be undercut by their own back door. So that thing's virtually impenetrable. Not too bad. That's a weird instrument.
Pello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'oria brillante.
High-tech tripod. Look at that. Little reptile deal. Well, shoot, it's got electrical tape wrapped around it. But that's because they got a plastic. So you don't want to use plastic. You want to use ceramic for heat bulbs. See, they jimmy rigged this thing. And see, the stupidest thing about the whole deal is they got one of these new light bulbs in there that doesn't give off heat. So, you know, if that was a reptile bulb, it was useless, and they might have thrown it away because the reptile died, because that bulb there doesn't give off anywhere near what you need for reptiles. But I got the comment a while back that someone thought I was getting too preachy in my videos, but you know, I mean, when you live long enough and you see enough stuff, and lived enough life, you just start to notice things, you know, that just really make no sense. So I'm not being preachy. I'm just I'm just pointing out, you know, just basic common sense things. You know, like that bulb doesn't give off heat for a reptile. That's not a reptile bulb. You know, I mean, it's just common sense stuff that for an older person, you know, a younger person just might not, you know, understand that. So, you know, it's not, I'm not trying to insult anybody or nothing. It's just fact. You know, and sometimes I'm wrong, you know. I mean, I'm not a Google supercomputer information source, you know. I just I'm definitely wrong about stuff. You know, if you ever see anything in my videos I'm wrong about, then just holler at me, you know. I'll more than happy to say, hey man, I was wrong about this or that, you know. Ooh, little Dell. Look at that. Ah, I dropped it. Oh, dang it, came out. Oh! Little Dell hard drive module. See, I'll crack that open and there'll be a little circuit board in that, dude. And I can sell to boardsort.com. And there's other places you can sell to too, but BoardSort's just the place I send my stuff to, just because I've dealt with them. Well, there's other places out there that you could probably deal with. It's not bad. Unfortunately, the glass is cracked. But that appears to me to be someone's personal photograph printed out. So I kind of like it, because I don't think it's mass produced. But the glass is broke and I'm not gonna mess with it, but I will go like that and make sure there's not, well, where did it go? That thing slipped out of my hand. I didn't mean to do it quite like that. But where did it go? There's the frame. I don't see where the picture went. There it is. I just gotta make sure there's not $100 bills tucked in there. Because, you know, some people will hide stuff and stuff like that and forget about it. There's nothing in there. Anyways, and then little GG, that's real sticky. I don't know what that is. I'm thinking that's maybe a waxing deal, a waxing machine for ladies, maybe. I don't know. Definitely not my area. But it's real sticky, so I'm just gonna cut the cord off of that because it's a real lightweight plastic. I'm gonna take that insulated copper off of there. And the rest just smells like garbage, so. There's one interesting thing right here though. What's that? I saw something down there. What's that? Ah, yeah, gross. It's gross. It's just gross garbage in there.